Hello and good evening and welcome to Musician Chat with me, Alice Randall, on our very first episode. Of course, the intro doesn't work, but nevertheless, I'm here to give you a great hour of entertainment with also our guest today, Paul Gantley. But before we talk to him, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of information. So, this is episodes of for people who want to basically have an interview, basically. But I do require musicians to pay a small donation fee to come on the show to help with the subscription costs of the actual program. Donations are also optional to viewers as well, but they're not also compulsory. Tonight, we're going to be talking to Paul Gantley on his music and also his disability, and I'm going to bring him in right now. So, hello, Paul, and good evening.
Hi Alice, hi everybody, how's it going?
Hello, Paul. How are you? It's great to have you also on the show tonight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, great. All good. Delighted to be here. Thanks for having me.
That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. So basically, what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna talk to you about you and your music, and obviously what you do, and we're gonna throw some questions out there to the viewers to ask you. Is that okay with you?
That's great, yeah.
That's great. That's fine. So first of all, so Paul, just tell me about like what was it that made you start out to be an actual musician?
Basically, I grew up with it. It was everywhere when I grew up. My mother sang in a choir. My father did a bit of singing as well, and he is my granny on my father's side played the accordion, and all my uncles were in choirs as well, and my family all played music as well. So I just grew up with it basically. My sister was a classically trained pianist, so I grew up with it and I just always wanted to do it. As well, go to the keyboard and I can hear a song on the radio and I can play it. I play it by ear basically. I learned the violin when I was 9 by Helen Leahy. And I got all my honors, all my grades and that, and I got all honors in the grades. But I picked up a keyboard then when I was about 10 and I just started playing it by ear. And I realized I had this talent that I could play by ear. So I'm doing that all the time now.
Yeah, and that's really good. That's really good. And did anyone inspire you to get into music at all?
Um, ABBA, I'm a big ABBA fan. Big Elton John fan. Uh, I listen to all kinds of music though. I love music. I just love music really. But yeah, Elton John probably was the big one. I love the way he plays the piano because he plays it, but he fills in for nearly all the other instruments as well. Like the band could go home, he's just doing his own thing and he's filling in everything anyway. That's the way it sounds. It always sounds great, and that he was a big inspiration of mine as well.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Now, Paul, we got a few comments from you. Ricky has said, best of luck, guys. He said, and he says a message for you. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you, mate. So that's from Ricky. Ricky is watching our stream.
Thanks, Ray. I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm sure he is well. And that reminds me, also, guys, as well, if you want to comment on the actual show, you can comment on Facebook and also on the YouTube chat as well, and it will appear in the actual comments. It will do. So that's absolutely great. So you talked about your influences and obviously why you got into music and that sort of stuff. So let's talk about obviously you have a disability, you do, but obviously that doesn't stop you from creating great music. So tell me about obviously, well, tell us about your disability, if you see what I mean, and the struggles, but how you have overcome it in life.
Just like I was out when I was younger, I was never really treated as with a disability and such. I was always mucked in with everybody, that kind of way, especially with the music. There'd be musical nights in the house and that, and I'd always end up playing at the end of the night. I'd end up playing something. So that's really how I never felt like I was disabled as such. I just got on with it basically. Later on, maybe now, as you get older, you start to feel it a little bit. But I'm working with other people now, like Lamb in Canada, and yourself, and people like that, and Tracy McCann and Patrick Hogan, and they're all disability advocates, and they're promoting this. They're promoting people with disability. They're not doing the whole, oh, this person has a disability, what he's doing is cute, or what she's doing is cute. They're going, no, hang on a second, this guy can actually do it, or this girl can actually do it. So they're promoting people with disability, and they're taking the stigma away. So I'm doing a lot of work with them. So that's helping a lot as well.
And do you think, like, when you started doing music, I mean, how many years ago was that roughly?
That was when I was 9. I'm now 44, so that was 33 years ago.
So when you started
30.
do- when you started doing music, would you say the stigma towards disability was a lot different to now?
I was younger then, so it's hard to gauge it as such. You know what I mean? But as I said, when I was younger, I never felt it. Now maybe I was sheltered from it a bit because my mother was always pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to do stuff. You know what I mean? Not now, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean she was always making me feel that I could do it. You know what I mean? She was always making me feel like that I could do the violin, I could do music. So, so maybe I never felt it as much. I feel now like maybe it's because I'm seeing more on social media and stuff that we have to start kind of fighting for ourselves too. We have to kind of go, look, we are, and show ourselves that who we are, and use social media as a tool to do that, which is doing great. You know,
Yeah, yes, 100%, 100%. So, Paul, so let's talk about obviously your success and obviously what you've done. So, you've been on TV shows. So, you went on this TV show when you were 21. So, can you tell us a little bit about that?
that was actually the first song I ever really wrote. I wrote a thing on the violin years ago, but I wouldn't be bothered with that now. But the first I ever died. It was the 20th of January 1996. My mother died. She died of breast cancer. And I took it very bad, really. I just wasn't even functioning basically for about 2 years, But this day I just came out of my bedroom, and I went to the keyboard, and I started messing with chords, basically, just messing with chords and cover versions and everything. And I was working away. And next thing, this lovely chord progressed into my head. And I went, oh, that's nice. And I started playing it. And next thing, I just started singing it. So I basically say, Ma'am wrote the song for me from above. And the song was Without You.
Yeah,
It's a tribute to her.
yeah, that's great, Paul. That is absolutely great, 100%. And we've got that track.
Yeah.
We've got that track right now, and we have actually to play. And can you just tell us, like, obviously, what platforms that it is on?
It's on all the platforms. It's on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp. It's on all of them. iTunes, everything. It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's absolutely great. Um, oops, no, sorry, we haven't got that track, Roberts. Sorry about that. Anyway, but if people want to download that track, basically, you've just said the places that they can actually buy the track. If you see what I mean. The tracks we got for you is Fellow Man, If Dreams Come True, and also Happy While I'm Alive. We got as well, which we're only going to get to those in a minute. So yeah, so
Yeah.
you went on TV shows and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, and so was it easier to get on the TV like as a musician back in those days?
Well, it was sent by a friend who actually sang the song. I had Denise O'Rourke. She sang the song today, and she sent it to Marty Whelan. Heard the song and he loved it. So it went from there. So I don't know is the honest answer to that question. I suppose like the disability helps in some ways. People go, "Oh, isn't that lovely?" And maybe it's good television. It is good television in a sense as well. But Marty loved the song, and then when we went up, I got talking to Marty, and the two of us had a great chat. So he wasn't going to interview me, and he went, "No, we're interviewing him." Do you know what I mean? So I did an interview with him, and it was great. It was a great interview. He's a lovely guy. He's a really nice fella.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And you haven't
And
just
Mary
had
Kennedy too.
you haven't just had TV coverage, Paul. You've had also had newspaper coverage as well in the local island newspaper. You have,
That was Shane Mayer.
yeah.
Yeah, I that's again without you, believe it or not. That song I played it. I was at a Spider Bifida event, the Shine Project, and the guy, the president of Spider Bifida at the time, Tom Scott, there was an old piano in the corner of the room we were in, and he said, "Me Paul, would you play a tune on the piano?" I said, "Yeah, no bother, yeah." So I went over and played Without You, and I sang it. Now the piano was an old piano; it had only a couple of notes on it, so I was navigating the notes as I was going along, and I had no mic. So I was singing basically to myself, but he recorded it on the phone and he sent it to me. No, sorry, he posted it on Instagram. And when he posted it on Instagram, it got 190 views in the space of a couple of minutes.
Wow.
So I said, right, Tom, send that to me on Facebook. So he sent it to me on Facebook and I shared it. And then my sister, she shared it. And then it just went ballistic. It was shared in Australia. It was shared in India 3 times. It was shared in America 8 times. It was shared in America 8 times, and it got 40. It ended up with 47,000 views, and it ended up in the Irish Daily Mirror.
Wow, that is fantastic. Definitely
Yeah,
100%. I mean, yeah, you are clearly a very talented musician, Paul, and it's a pleasure to have you on here. For me, like, well, since we talk about disability and your music, like, for me, obviously, I have a disability of cerebral palsy, and
yeah,
how I came across you was, I think I interviewed you on another show on about Fellow Man I did. And I
yeah.
absolutely
You did, John.
love the track I did. Like it's got so much meaning to it. It's got so much heart to it and stuff at the end of the day. So we're gonna play that track in a minute. So can you just explain to our viewers out there about what Fellow Man is about?
I wrote it for a live stream I did with Danny Lamb in Canada, the Song of City, and it's basically just as I see this and how as I see people's perceptions of disability. Really, it's basically like the start of it is I don't care what they say. There's no difference. You can learn from me. I can learn from you too. We all have our struggles, and that's absolutely that's it. Do you know what I mean? That's it to achieve. Really, everyone has struggles, and we can all learn from each other. We don't have to divide. There's no need for any division. We're all human at the end of the day, and we can all learn from each other.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, definitely, 100%. I mean, it's a great track. It is, and Paul, we are now going to play the track "Fellow Man," which really, when I first interviewed you, really I just thought was such a great track, basically. And you play the piano beautifully on it, and also you sing beautifully on it. So, everyone, without further ado, here is Paul Gantley's track "Fellow Man."
I don't care what they say, there's no difference. You can learn from me, I can learn from you too. We all have our struggles. It makes no sense to oppress. The more the richer for everyone. Just because we make different ways doesn't mean our dreams not the same. Love is only perception away. It doesn't have an image. A silly word separates us. Unblock your mind. We are your fellow man. I guy falls in love with the girl. She's with the man of the town. He tells her he loves her. She says so sweet, you'll always be my friend. The house, the car, the holidays, she's got it all figured out. She puts up with his wayward ways. She let true love slip away. Love is only perception away. It doesn't have an image. A silly word separates us. Unblock your mind. We are your fellow man.
That was Paul Gantley and the Fellow Man. If you just tuned into Musician Chat, we were playing a song which is now playing again. You don't want that, so I've got to stop it. It's too keen, the song. It's too keen. So we are now going to bring Paul back in a minute. But I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching and commenting as well. So I'm going to bring Paul back. We are going to. So Paul, I've got a little comment from you. Again from Ricky. He says, "Congratulations, Paul. A beautiful song." He does.
Thanks, Ricky.
That's great. That's great. I mean, one of the things I saw, like in a lot of your songwriting, when I've been researching, is that a lot of your songs, I feel, is about like, saying to people it's okay to be different, and the fact of, you don't need to be afraid of if you have a disability and stuff like that. So do you have a particular theme with your songs?
No, I don't set out to do anything with a specific team with them, really. It just, a situation in life happens and the song hits me with that situation and I go, oh yeah, I could write that, Like I have another song as well on the album called Stereotypes. And that again, say that exactly is what it says in the tin, Stereotypes will never define who I am. That's it. They never will. I'll still keep doing what I do, disability or no disability. And it's the same with everybody. But that's the thing about it. Everybody is stereotyped in some way, which we need to kind of get rid of that. We need to get rid of that and we need to come back. We're all human. That's what we need to come back to.
Yeah. And so is that what you've sort of campaigned for in your music, like different scenarios you had in your life? Like not in your,
yeah.
in your life,
If something's hitting me hard enough, I'll write a song about it,
Yeah. So your type of songwriting is like if like you've had like a difficult moment in your life and stuff like that, then you will have emotion and heart to bring the song out with that.
I don't like something doesn't go, all right, I'm gonna write a song. No, that doesn't happen. Basically something happens and then lyrics start happening and chord progression starts happening and I go, wow, and I start doing it. Like I always say, for me anyway, I don't know if other songwriters agree with this or not, but for me, when you're writing a ballad, if you're not a blubbering mess by the end of it, you haven't written it right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's to me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And same with a happy song. If you're not buzzing by the end of the song that you've written, you're missing something. I'm still missing,
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, have you tried to write any other genres, or is it mainly for you ballads?
I've written pop. I've written rock. I've written ballads as well. I've written upbeats. I've written all that. I'm basically 80s. I'm very seem to be very 80s rock sound, 80s mainstream pop rock, modern and country almost.
Yeah, 100%. And can people
Like
go
Fellow Man has been compared to. Sorry, Alice.
can people go and find that on iTunes, etc.? and all the
Yeah,
platforms.
Spotify, iTunes, all the platforms, about all the platforms.
Yeah, that's great. I'll
The
bring that.
wheels are no big deal. That's the name of the album, and the song that you played there is called "Fellow Man."
Yeah, that's a great song. That's a great song. Now I want to bring into the fact because you've collaborated with a couple of people on songs, and I'm going to talk about your sister Mary. Because on the other two songs I'm going to play, which is "If Dreams Come True" and "If I'm Alive," Mary sings on that. Your sister, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, so basically, like, what made you not sing those songs? But you've got a really good voice, you have, and you made a whole.
I Well, I had an I had a kidney transplant when I was 15. Sorry, in 2015. Sorry. Um, I was 37 when I had that,
Yeah,
and I was on dialysis and all that. So prior to the transplant, I had to get an operation on my throat. Part of the parathyroid gland had to be removed.
right. Yeah,
So the voice wasn't in full fettle at that point. You know what I mean? So, but actually, that's one of the reasons. That's only one of the reasons. I mean, Mary went into the studio and she did something for somebody, and they said, "Mary, how much do you owe?" The studio said, "How much do we owe you?" Mary said, "You just don't owe me anything. Will you just bring Rambo in and listen to the songs
yeah,
and see what you think? See what you think of them?" And they were like, "Yeah, no problem, yeah." So I went in and we recorded them all. They loved them, so we recorded them all. Myself, Fran McDermott, Eric Sharp, Darren Rooney was on bass, Fran was on drums, Eric was on bass and lead guitar as well, and Mary was on vocals, and I played piano.
yeah. That's absolutely great.
That was an Abbey Day.
That's absolutely great. Um, so I got another comment now from Del Lee, and she says, "Hi, Alice." And she says, "Hugs." And she says, "At the end of the day, hello. At the end of the day, thank you very much for watching the program. If you see what I mean." And on that note, I'm gonna play your song, "If Dreams Come True." I'm going to as well. I think that's a really good song, and obviously, can you just tell me what is that song actually about?
That's about a girl that shall remain nameless, but um, she got me out of a bad patch. Basically, I was very low after Mom died, but I was working at the time, but there was this girl, and she just constantly happy, and she didn't even know she was funny. She was that funny. I don't think she realized it. Do you know what I mean? She was just great crack, and she was full of fun and development and everything. It was just lovely being around her. And I just wrote this song, and basically, though I know you'll never be mine, you'll always be in my heart. You know, which she will.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great song, 100%, and
And funny enough, that was another kind of point where there's a little bit of a disability message in there as well. The fact that she was able-bodied and I was disability, that's why I knew I was never going to be, that was never going to happen. You know what I mean? I knew that, like, you know,
yeah,
but
and
thankfully that's starting to change now. But that was back in the 90s, like, you
yeah,
know,
and that was the reason why I asked you. Was because
yeah,
I thought that it was conveying a message where it said dreams come true. You know that obviously that with disability, like you really want to succeed in life and stuff. So
yeah,
basically, um, so
good job. That's all.
so basically, Paul, there's another comment for you, believe it or not. There is, which is really good. This is from Dowley, and she says, "I love Irish accents and love your accent too, Alice as well." So they both like our accents. At the end of the day, so I'm UK, Paul.
Hey,
You're Irish.
I'm Irish, yes.
Yeah.
I'm from Drogheda, County Louth.
Yeah, and I'm UK as well. So basically, I'm Paul. I'm gonna play that song as if dreams come true. It's a great song, and what I love about that as well, also you've got electric guitar in it as well. which is really good.
That's Eric. That's Eric Sharp. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we are going to play. And again, everyone, this is on all major platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and also all the major networks as well. So here we
Type in my name, you'll find it. You know,
type in
go
Paul.
on to the platform. Just go on to the platform, whatever one you go into iTunes or Spotify, and just type in my name, and you'll find it. You know.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So now we are going to play the song. So thank you very much, everyone, and we will be back.
Sometimes when life seems to get too tough, I often wonder what it's all about. Then I met you, and it all seemed right. I began to feel love again. If dreams came true, my dream would be to have you here with me. And though I know that you'll never be mine, you'll always be in my heart. When I see your smile, my heart skips a beat. The touch of your hair sends shivers down my spine. Oh, how I wish that it wasn't true, but I know I have to let go. If dreams came true, my dream would be to have you here with me. And though I know that you'll never be mine, you'll always be in my heart. In my heart.
Good. Thanks, Alice. Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant. I'm loving it. Yeah.
If dreams came true, my dream would be to have you here with me. And though I know that you'll never be mine, you'll always be in my heart.
That was Paul Gantley, and If Dreams Come True, that was as well. Hello, everyone. You are listening to Musician Chat, and the chat wants to play again for some reason. No, you cannot play again. This is me, Alice Randall, with Musician Chat live. It is broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube. Hello, everyone. It's good to have you on here, and great to have your comments as well. Don't forget, if you are enjoying the show and you would like to put a donation into the show, you can go to www.co-fi.com/musician chat. You can do as well. I will put the link in the chat also towards the end of the show in case anybody would like to donate. And the donations all go to help paying for the subscription of this program so we can have more musicians on We Can Do. Right, without further ado, I'm going to bring Paul Gantley back. I am do so. Hello, Paul. Good to have you back.
Yes.
Hello, Paul.
Yep.
I lost you.
Hiya.
I lost your connection in the actual song, but you're
Yeah.
back now. You are now back. Okay, so we talked a bit about obviously what you've done and about your music and stuff. So now let's find out a little, little things about you. So, what's been the most challenging thing like in your life that you've ever done? Would you say?
Oh, probably work with social media.
Working
That's
social media. Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. I mean, I think that's a lot of people's things these days and stuff. So, was it easier? Like, obviously, because when you were a musician, back a lot of years ago, there wasn't any social media. So, would you say it was very easy to, like, be a musician? And would you say that for musicians these days, that social media is a good thing or a bad thing?
I I suppose there's good and bad in everything, isn't there? I mean, it's great. It's great for the promotion, and as I said earlier, especially for people with disability, like it's amazing to see the likes of myself, yourself, Danny Lamb, Dylan McLaughlin, Siobhan Mongovan, Killian Dunn. There's a load of us, and we're all doing stuff, and we're all posting about it on media pages. Which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Brian
100.
Garrity, Brian
Yeah.
Garrity, he's the guy. He has a Spotify list called the Ice Friday Ice Bucket Spotify list, and he plays a lot of my music on that. So I have to give him a shout out as well. He has spina bifida, but he has other disability as well, and he's doing a lot as well. So it's great. It's great to see that.
Yeah, 100%. And
And you
Paul,
have problems like StreamYard and stuff like that. They can be very problematic for me anyway. It's difficult to navigate social media at times. Even TikTok is difficult to navigate.
oh
But
yeah,
I suppose
yeah,
constantly doing it, you'll get there.
yeah. You've got to be on all the socials now, haven't you? Really, at the end of the day, to get your name out there. And Paul,
Yeah,
you're very good at being a solo and stuff. Have you ever thought about creating your own band?
make me old band.
Yeah,
Uh, no, honestly, because again, back to the disability thing, we're not equipped really for doing gigs for
right.
people with disability at the minute. We're slowly getting there. There's actually a venue in Dublin called the Talent Garden.
Yeah.
It's in Glasnevin,
All
and
right. Yeah.
that's where I'm doing the gig for the Impairing Connections event in on the 11th of September. I'm doing that with Tracy McCann and Patrick Hogan. They're hosting it, and they've asked me to do the music at. So I'm doing that gig that day, and I did one in the Highlands Art Gallery in Drogheda as well. That was for a disability art show was on, and Nicola McDonald got me the gig there. So I did that. But basically, the Talent Gardens, I mean, we might go back there again next year to do it, or in 2 years' time to do a gig with Danny Lamb. He wants to get a load of people with spina bifida they're all musicians to come over and do kind of like a big gig. So we might hopefully do that in the Talent Gardens. Maybe I don't know. Nothing is officially announced yet, but we might.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's great. That's great. I mean, it's great that that obviously you play with your disability, like out in public, and it's really fantastic. So, um, what do people say to you when they see you play and stuff? Is it a good uh reaction, or do people learn something from your songs when you play?
Again, I'm not really sure. Like I play maybe live sometimes, and people go, "Oh, that's nice" or whatever. You know, there's a little bit of the disability thing there too. But when I did get in the Highlands Art Gallery, I think people were pretty impressed, especially with Fellow Man. That song kind of hit home with them, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the big one, doesn't it? Yeah,
It
that
does.
yeah.
Although Dreams Come True is the most streams, believe it or not. If Dreams Come True has over 5,000 streams on Spotify.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, that seems to be yeah, I mean that's great. I mean obviously that's fantastic and stuff. And so but at the
Yeah.
end of the day. So your album is called obviously just remind us of what your album's called again.
The Wheels are no big deal.
Right. So it's like obviously is that a finished album or does it have songs to come to it?
Oh, that's finished. That's a finished album. There'll be another album now, maybe at some point as well. I don't know. But that's the finished album. That's 10 songs. That's the finished album. Yeah.
Right, okay then. And for people that like your music, I mean, what can they expect from your next album? You know, with how much you are allowed to say.
I'm fiddling with a bit at the minute. Probably a little bit more soul, maybe a little bit more rock in it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there'll be as many ballads in the next album.
Yeah,
To be honest, I don't think so. But that could change, But for now, I don't think so.
yeah, because I think you're a very talented songwriter, but for me, like having listened to your music, like, and I don't know if other people would feel the same way. Like, like I would want to hear maybe a little bit more different stuff from you, if you see what I mean. Because clearly you are talented, and so and also it would tap into a more wider audience as well. But you are very good at doing ballads and stuff. So have you thought about like getting like any of these songs on the radio at the end of the day to be played, or haven't you had much luck with that?
They've been played all over the world. They've been played in America. They've been played in Ireland and Fairness. They've been played in the UK a lot. Gary Clues, yourself, Paddy Mack in Dundalk, Ireland, Dublin South FM, Indies with Markey in America, in New York. They've been played all over the world, really. They haven't got to the big stations, but I don't know why that is. But they've been played on the independent artist stations. Tommy Keys, actually. Tommy Keys gave me a great shout out one night, and he said, I give people the backstory of Paul's life. He said, and I shouldn't have said that, he said, because I want people to listen to this album. He said, because it's a very well written, thought out album. And I want people to appreciate that. So that was the best shout I could have got. Because that's exactly what I want as well. I want people to listen to the album and go, he's a good songwriter. I don't really want people to go, oh, that's cute and he has a disability and that's lovely and it's great. That's nice as too. But I want to be appreciated as the songwriter. You know what I mean? As I said, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I said it this morning in a bio I did. I'm not a disabled songwriter. I'm a songwriter who happens to have a disability.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you know, to me, it stands out that your music, you know, you are very talented and stuff. And it does talk about your life and stuff. But you know, if I didn't know you at the end of the day, or people didn't know you watching, I wouldn't have thought you had a disability and stuff. But like I say, it's just the fact of like I feel people need to like really like think like about the fact of this thing about disability. It needs to just like they need to stop thinking about people having a disability, and as you said, just be able to like, you know, listen to the music and be like, oh, that's a really good track and stuff, you know what I mean? You know, if you see what I mean.
I remember seeing a post before and it was kind of like we have a disability, but what makes us disabled is our surroundings. Do you know what I mean? Like steps where there's no need for steps, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. So yeah, Paul, I've just had a like on the screen from Nick. Nick is going to bring it up now. Nick Hughes likes your song. He does. So he says, gives a like and says hello. And also, if anyone wants to come, round about 50 minutes uh, to go, we will have our question and answer where we'll be inviting you to actually, um, you know, speak to Paul and ask him questions. We will be as well, if you see what I mean. Um, So right, so before we do that, we're gonna move on to the song "Happy When I'm Alive." So can you just tell us a little bit about that?
I wrote that song was written basically about, like, people can be very critical of the people around you without knowing the full story. You know, when you have a disability, like it, the people can say, like, what happened to him and why did he get sick and why did this and was not being this, it was not being that. I was all those. I was looked after. I was spoilt, basically. You know, but it goes with the territory. You know, it's nobody's fault. It's not my fault. It's not my family's fault. It's nobody's fault. It just goes with the territory when you get sick. You know,
Yeah,
so people need to
exactly.
stop pointing fingers sometimes. They need to just go, that's life. You know what I mean? And that's why I wrote the song. I just want to be happy while I'm alive, because I know I have all these things, but I'm going to make the best of the life I have.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly, 100%. So Paul,
Yeah.
now we're gonna play your song "Happy When I'm Alive," and when we're gonna come back, we're gonna ask you a little bit more information about you, and then we're going to give it our audience a chance to ask you any questions they have. So everybody who is on Musician Chat and watching, please think during this time, if you want to ask Paul a specific question, don't forget we are live and stuff at the end of the day also as well. So I'd recommend that you take the time to think about any question that you want to ask Paul. So now I'm going to play his song "Happy While I'm Alive."
Somebody asked me a while ago, what's my plans for the future? So I began to tell them my hopes and my dreams. They just smiled at me and walked away. If I had a euro for every time someone tried to put me down, I'd own my own mansion, I'd own my own plane, I'd even own an island. You can't hide yourself away for life. No one's gonna look for you. Life will pass you by. I never worry about anything. I just take each day as it comes. I just wanna be happy while I'm alive. Some days are good, some days are bad. People make up their own minds right. Instead of asking somebody else, take the time to talk to me. What life throws at me doesn't bother me. It's the attitude of some people in this so-called modern world. You can't hide yourself away for life. No one's gonna look for you. Life will pass you by. I never worry about anything. I just take each day as it comes. I just wanna be happy while I'm alive. You can't hide yourself away for life. No one's gonna look for you. Life will pass you by. I never worry about anything. I just take each day as it comes. I just wanna be happy while I just wanna be happy while I just wanna be happy while I'm alive.
Paul Gantley, and happy when I'm alive here on Musician Chat. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined and left comments as well. We are 15 minutes towards the end of the show. That is 5 minutes towards the end of the show as well. I've also put the donate link in the chat box. It is optional for people to donate to the show. So, like I say, if you would like to donate, it's completely optional to you as well. I will get the link back on the screen. I will, and all you know, money goes towards the description. I don't get paid for this, but I really want to help musicians and support them. So, if you would like to donate, the link is on the screen. www.co-fi.com/musician chat, and it is optional to viewers as well. But musicians, we do ask them to pay a £2 subscription fee to come on the show. So with that, we're going to bring back in Paul Gantley, and you've been thinking about your questions. We have been. So hello, Paul. Welcome back.
Again.
Hello, Paul. Hello, and welcome back. So yeah, so it's time for now for the next 14 minutes. That's gone quick for you to put your questions into Paul. So, Paul, we've had a question. We basically have, and Ricky has put in a question. He's put, I've won for Paul. Has he ever sung with Mary? I'd love them to do Fields of. What's that, Ricky? Fields. Oh dear. Fields of. I can't pronounce the name.
Fields of gold, no?
Fields of. Af. Afro.
What?
Ricky, I think you've done this to trip me up. You have done. At the end of the day, I can't pronounce that. Basically, sorry about everyone. It's a bit of a weird name. Basically, in light terms, he's saying he would love to see you do a song with Mary together.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Might happen.
Yeah, basically 100%.
We did. We recorded a lot of songs for the COVID over that time from 2020 to 2023. I think it was. We
Yeah,
recorded a lot of songs, but they're all cover versions. I played piano and she sang them.
yeah, definitely. So in a way,
And I wrote.
you have done a duet together, and yeah, we're also gonna have a comment from Ricky saying, I think Paddy really does it. I don't know what the hell Ricky means by these comments and stuff. Whether it's for a little bit of entertainment for a Wednesday night, I don't know if that means at the end of the day. If you see what I mean, Ricky, can you be a bit clearer? Is that okay? With you at the end of the day.
I think it's the Fields of Annandale he's talking about.
Oh yes, that's probably it. That's probably it. Yes. I have
Paddy Riley. Paddy Riley did a version of it.
probably that is it. Yes, I have a bit of trouble pronouncing words sometimes, but nevertheless, we have to
Yeah,
take it's being
I don't really know if that works as a duet, but we'll do something. Something might happen eventually. Hopefully.
yeah. That would be good. That would be good. I just think people think, Paul, you are very talented, and obviously, they want to see, obviously, you doing more things and stuff. If you see what I mean, yeah. So you just want to stick to your, being solo and being yourself at the moment. If you see what I mean. So
Well, look, I love music, so whatever comes, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
yeah, wherever comes, you take the opportunity. So
Yeah.
what do you think about what does your family think about this? The end of the day, like obviously they've seen you gone through a lot and stuff, but what do they think about the fact you've had a disability and you really actually done really well for yourself? What do they think about this?
Yeah, they admire me. Like, I mean, it's Mary sang the songs all right, but she's also a lot in the background as well. Like, she's helped me a lot with, getting me there as well. She works a lot behind that as well. So, and she arranges a lot of stuff for me too. So she's done a lot as well, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly, 100%. I mean, I think you're a big inspiration to everyone, including myself. And it's great to have you on the show. And when I first interviewed going back a couple months ago, I really liked you as a musician, and I thought you had an incredible amount of talent. So you should be really proud of yourself, Paul.
Thanks, Alice.
You should be definitely 100%. And yeah, I mean, do you like to do any other things, like any other hobbies or as such, or are you just all the time writing music?
Mostly writing music, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm on social media most of the time, but I'm writing a lot of music as well. I'm starting to write a lot of new music now. So there's something in the pipeline. We don't
Yeah,
know when yet, but it will happen. You know,
yeah. No,
we hope.
exactly. Well, I think your albums are very strong and stuff, and I'll put a link on the screen in a minute telling people where they can go to find your music at the end of the day. I mean, it's a very it's a very good album. So, what was your biggest goal like when you were younger? So, what did you say? Right, this is exactly what I want to do. Like, I've got a goal to reach in my life, and what was that specific goal?
I always wanted to be on telly. I always wanted to do that, and I did that
Yeah,
in 2000. 2000, yeah, 2000. And then I was on another show as well later on. Actually, I was actually on a show in America. One of these? It was kind of like internet television. I was on as well.
yeah,
Um, the Big Break. I was on that got shown in America. Good Day was the song that got shown there actually in America. So I
yeah,
did that. So I've pretty much done everything. I've done what I wanted to do with that. And I was in Sky News. I was in Sky Ireland as well. That was open house. That was repeated on Sky Ireland a few weeks later.
yeah, 100%. I mean, you're from Ireland, obviously, and obviously, so do you think if you were born in the UK, that music would have been very different for you at the end of the day, in terms of releasing and stuff like that, or do you think it would have been the same, like if you were obviously in Ireland at the end of the day?
It might have been a lot cheaper. That's one thing I will say. you know, like I'm getting stuff done in England a lot cheaper maybe than I would in Ireland.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So with Ireland, is the promotion is it really expensive in Ireland?
It's expensive enough, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
100%, 100%. I mean,
But
have
I
you?
think I often even say it to Mary actually. Like I think if I was to be able, if myself or Mary were able to tour in America,
Yeah, yeah,
quite big over there because we're played a lot on the stations over there.
yeah,
Mary. By the way, Mary has an album as well, an EP. She check her out on all the platforms as well. She has a lot of music of her own out. So I just want to give that a shout out too.
yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, if Mary wants to come on here, she's more than welcome to do so. At the end of the day, and I can interview her. At the end of the day, if she'd like to come on here,
Yeah. So anyway, but check her out on all the platforms as well.
definitely 100%, 100%. And so would you like to come to the UK and you know do a few events here?
I would love to, if I was to just think not practically and go emotional, yes, obviously I'd love that, but I have to think of the practicalities of all that, getting there, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
said and done.
yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean and stuff. So
Yeah.
we're coming up to the last 5 minutes of the actual show. So everyone, this is your chance to ask Paul anything you want to at the end of the day, as long as it's nothing that I can't read out because it's too long-winded and stuff. This is your chance to ask Paul like anything you want to and stuff at the end of the day. So really, what is your plans for the future? So, you know, after this interview's been broadcast, that what is it that you're going to go and do?
Well, I was going to ask you, can we make the big announcement about Friday?
Uh, Yes, we can if you want to.
Yep, I'm releasing Happy When I'm Alive as a single on Friday. And Alice has actually helped me with the press release and all that stuff. So
I am, yep,
thank you for
and I've done you. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I always like
and
to.
a video. You've done the video as well.
I've
So
done a video as well, and I put your video clips in there as well and stuff. So, that's
so
absolutely great. That's absolutely great. But after that, right? What are you going to do after that?
to be honest, there's a huge thing I'm noticing with, especially I think it's probably with social media as well. Like I think able but people with disability have always wanted to kind of fit in with able bodied.
Yeah.
That was always the goal, you know. But I think all of a sudden now, people with disability are starting to go, no, hang on a minute, look at us. I'm feeling that. So hopefully the big concert happens with Danny Lamb in a year or two. And I hope to be part of that. And he wants to come over to Ireland and he wants to bring a lot of people over to Ireland to do the gig. And I'll do it with him as well, obviously. I'll be there. And I'll play on it as well. So that's going to be huge. I hope that happens. That's going to be massive.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I
And
mean,
I'd love to see my music being downloaded more and stuff like that. I'd love to see that happen. That would be great.
yeah, exactly. I mean, so yeah, so
Because look, I mean, it's music at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that goes for everyone. That goes for every independent artist out there, able-bodied or disabled. Doesn't matter.
exactly,
You
exactly.
seem to be listening to the same 50 artists over and over. Like, I mean, I could only name them if I had another half hour. I could name them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
The
know.
people we listen to all the time. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I think the thing is that there does need to be more room for independent artists to come on and stuff. And I know there are a lot
yeah.
of like independent stations. I mean, I know there are some commercial stations that do like an independent artist show, but obviously there needs to be a lot more of them. But everyone, you can find Paul's songs on all major platforms. You can. So like iTunes, Spotify as well. Please go and download them. A very talented musician he is at the end of the day and has a lot of great things to say and stuff. If you see what I mean. This stream will be put on. It's live on Facebook, live on YouTube. It will be on Instagram. It will be on my Instagram, Alice Randall Radio Girl. It will be and also TikTok as well. And the actual recording will be on Mixcloud in the next few days as well. And as Paul said, you can see his press release, which I've done him, and his video up on Friday, which will be very exciting if you see what I mean. So, how many press releases have you had done, Paul?
11.
11. Wow. Well, by different
10.
people.
No, sorry, 11. No, I've had the album. Sorry, I think it's about 7 now. I've had four off the album. I've had the album itself done, and I've had Fellow Man done. So what's that now? That's about 5 or 6.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
There's a
Paul.
few more.
So, Ricky just says very quickly because we're coming towards the end. I just
Yeah,
want to say, Paul, I'll be following you. Brilliant work, mate. Great to hear it. So that is from Ricky.
thank you.
That is. And
And congratulations to you as well, Alice, because you were my top fan on my Paul Gantley music page as well today.
well, that's great. That's great. That's so great.
So there's your
100%.
personal congratulations from Paul Gantley.
That's great. Fantastic. Yeah, that's made my night. Yeah, I just having a bottle of having a bottle of wine now. Definitely. 100%. Absolutely. So
Right.
Paul, I would just like to say thank you very much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
No problems, Alice.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And also to you guys as well. Thank you very much for joining us on our first actual, show of Musician Chat. Thank you very much. Like I say, the link is in the chat description if you want to donate, and will be in the chat description if you want to donate as well. All money goes towards helping pay for this subscription. So basically, more musicians can be interviewed. Next week, we have got on Wallace Mayer. We have with his new songs as well. He does country rock, so he should be interesting as well. And also coming up in the program as well in the next few weeks, I've got some really big names as well, and we will be writing you next month to be in the audience of Musician Chat as well. So 8 people can come on Musician Chat to be in the audience. But all that's left for me to say, and Paul Gantley, is thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the show, and take care and bye for now. And I'm going to leave you with the intro that's either going to play or either not going to play.